Welcome to Take a Wander with Shebs. This special series is all about my journey to find happiness and heal my mental health whilst travelling through Taiwan. From hiking up Elephant Mountain for breathtaking views, exploring Jiufen's stunning landscape, savouring delicious Taiwanese cuisine, to visiting the historic Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall and relaxing with a foot massage, all whilst trying to dodge a typhoon. Join me on this adventure as I embrace the beauty of Taiwan in search of happiness and healing. With mental health, it doesn't really matter if you are calm on the outside, you could be burning up inside, and I think that's the main thing I wanted to show people, that even though I might be traveling around the world and having an amazing time, which I am, by the way, a lot of the times, it's been some of the most spectacular memories that I've taken away, and I wouldn't change it for the world. However, there are times when you are feeling not so great and you might feel a little bit lonely. Saying that though, I never feel lonely when I'm away, even though I might be traveling on my own a lot of the time. It's the thought process that you have when you come back, and you have a bit of a rush when you're away, and that adrenaline pump that you have is what keeps me going anyway. I don't know what it makes other people feel like, but that adrenaline that I have, it's hard to replicate when you're back in your desk and in the studio or whatever, and that is the thing that has affected me in the last few years anyway. I had a bit of a breakdown, yes, that's nothing that I should be ashamed about. I'm happy to talk about it, but I think the most important thing is I got myself up again. I've got myself up and I'm doing this video for you guys. I'm doing this show for you. I am here in Hong Kong International Airport to fly off to Taiwan. I am just about to get some breakfast down me and then board my flight. To begin, I was actually really running late and I didn't realise how big Hong Kong International Airport was. So I had to take a sky train all the way through to my gate. I just about made it on time and I saw people queuing up to board the plane. And it was absolutely fine. Whilst I got on the plane, the journey was smooth. People that I sat next to were really nice, and they also provided you a meal, and that's generally a common thing when you're in Asia.
Hello. 24. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Flights, even if it's like a domestic journey, they will still provide you a meal, not like the European flights that you get here where you get nothing, you have to buy everything for yourself.
Welcome to Taiwan. My first visit. Just about to go collect my luggage. Just waiting for my baggage. Nowhere to be seen. Oh, it's coming through here as well. What am I looking forward to most whilst I'm here is obviously seeing the skyline from the mountain. I've just been informed by one of the passengers that there could be a typhoon tomorrow, which could be interesting. I've never been in a destination where there was really bad weather, but we'll wait and see. A lot of times here in Asia, they will allow you to check in early, so I'm heading off to the hotel now. Might be able to drop my bags off as well and just wander around after that. Looking for the MRT, here we go. There's the MRT. MRT, 2 high-speed rail. Go to here. Just going through, they're very slow. They don't stand on one side, which I've noticed in Asia, but it's alright. I'm not in a rush.
The MRT is the fastest and most cost-effective way to get into the city, and it was very spacious, the trains, and it was very clean as well. Got me into the city within 45 minutes, and I was staying in a place called Jiufen, which is a very popular spot for tourists.
This was a bit of a shock, a karaoke box. They're all scattered around Taipei that I saw. Karaoke is big in Taiwan, and just in case you're in the mood, you can sing in the station. And I made it into Jiufen, and it was raining and it was wet, but that was absolutely fine. The shopping area was quite lively. You have to walk through. I had to walk through it anyway to get to my hotel. It's quite obvious while I was walking around Taipei, I noticed it wasn't as busy as it usually might be, and that was throughout my time. The low season combined with the looming threat of typhoon likely kept people away. Locals had mentioned how lively this area typically gets, but the quieter streets gave me a chance to slow down. Strolling through the city at night helped clear my head, allow me to soak in the atmosphere and truly appreciate my surroundings. And after about 15-minute stroll, I made it to my hotel, Papa Whale. It was a beautiful hotel, I must say, with a lot of antiques throughout in terms of my room, reception, the common area. Very nostalgic, I must say. Plus, the breakfast was brilliant every single morning.
As you can see, it's very authentic. It's got quite a lot of these old jukeboxes, cash registers. Some bizarre reason it's got this Coca-Cola machine as well, old school style, and I can't quite check in yet. It's not until 3 o'clock and it's just gone past 2, but once it hits 3, drop my stuff off. My plan is to go to the Elephant Mountain to see the skyline of Taipei, and you must have just sussed it out by now that I'm a big fan of skylines. Skylines make me very happy, and I'm hoping I can catch this and it's clear. I am waiting for my room now and we'll be heading off shortly.
And I made it into my room, and this is where I stayed throughout my time in Taiwan. Due to the threat of typhoon, I couldn't really move. The bed was really comfortable, and the amenities that they gave me, I couldn't, as I said, highly recommend it enough to you guys to stay in. Also really close to everything that you needed, plus the station as well.
I've made it to the Elephant Mountain Trail at the start, and you see those steps right there is where it all begins. I do want to see this because I've been told that the rest of the week is meant to be not so great, but I'll just have to see. This is the best day. They said if you're going to go today, and this is meant to be, well, I suppose I'll just have to wait and see what happens.
And half an hour later, it was all clear and ready to go. And I knew once it started to rain, because I had a bit of an experience when I was in Hong Kong and when I went to see the skyline there. It was hazy at first, but I knew it would clear once it rained. When I saw the first reveal of that skyline, goodness, it was beautiful, and I hadn't even gone up to the top, and the further up I went, the greater the view it was, and the hike to the summit was 550 meters, but once I was there, it was just stunning. But throughout my time when I was walking up, it just kept getting better and better, and the angles of the skyline was just brilliant. And I timed it absolutely perfectly because the sun was setting. Glorious sunset. And I've seen some sunsets in my time around the world, but this was right up there. I mean, it was just stunning. I couldn't have been luckier. It just made me feel super happy with all the anxiousness that I was going through over the summer. And honestly, I felt as though it was a bit of a healing power. And the colours, it was just, as you can see. I didn't do anything with my edit either, by the way. That is actually the real colour of the sky. I made it all the way up to the top as well, and it was so beautiful. Wow. Spectacular. Just to explain a little bit about what happened, so I lost my therapist early in the summer and it caused me to temporarily fall over. But I had to learn how to be my own therapist. The system in the UK will always have issues with red tape. And I can't rely on the system or the insurance to save me. This is the best therapy I could have hoped for. I mean, just look at the skyline, it's just unreal. The colours kept changing, and by the time it got to darkness, it felt great, and the worries that I had in life, it just seemed to have disappeared. I just witnessed something truly amazing. I couldn't believe it. I was here on my own. The sun setting, the colours reflecting onto the skyline. Something so simple, but something so simple usually makes me very happy. I don't need anything overcomplicated. An absolutely fantastic way to end my first day and my first visit to Taiwan with seeing the skyline of Taipei.
One of the things about my therapy, the reason why I lost it was because the insurance company that I was using, specifically in the UK, I said there's red tapes everywhere. They saw me using the service a bit too much, and they felt as though, well, if this person's using it so much and we're paying out, because I was paying a monthly cost at a very low cost, they decided to hike it up by 700%. So it went from something like £50 to £394, and it was something that I couldn't afford. And that's something that needs to be looked at within the UK. I don't know about other countries around the world. However, that is something that has happened here. For mental health reasons, is that a good thing? I could have been in a worse situation and could have done a lot more harm to myself if that was someone else who lost their therapist. But it is what it is. I'm hoping this video highlights the issue, and I did go back and, by the way, try to get a new insurance policy with them. They said it's fine, you can become a new client. However, you can't use the same therapist or get the therapy sessions because you've got a pre-existing condition. So what's the point me taking it out then if that is the case? That's what I said to them, but hey, what can we do? That's the situation within the UK.
Still to come on Take a Wonder with Shebs. In part 2, I head to the beautiful town of Jiufen, continuing my quest to stay empowered. Along the way, I'm inspired by Taiwanese actress and model Ami Fan, who shares her journey of overcoming stress and finding strength.
Good morning, it's a new day here in Taipei. I had an amazing time going up the Elephant Mountain. It wasn't that much of a hard trek. I was very lucky actually, because the weather earlier on wasn't that great, it wasn't clear, but I knew once the rain came it would clear the entire clouds, and I got an amazing sunset and I was overjoyed by it, so it made me very, very happy. The anxiousness that I had early on in the day, I was like, whether I was going to get it or not, and they kept telling me at the hotel that it was going to be Thai food, but it wasn't. It was fine, it was fantastic. And I am heading now to a place called Jiufen, or Jiufen, taking a bus, local bus, a 965. It's about 5 minutes away from my hotel, and it will take about 54 minutes to get there, or 51 minutes I believe, and it's meant to be a beautiful, beautiful village, town. We'll find out when I get there.
But I'm on the ride now, so it should be good. One-way ticket was 90 Taiwanese dollars, which was £2.15 from Taipei, and it was the same from Jiufen back to Taipei, and the journey was very comfortable. I have arrived into Jiufen, and this is the view I've got of my arrival. I stopped at this bus stop here, right next to this place, and it's, as you can see, a spectacular sight, quite extraordinary, totally worth it as well. It's only an hour's ride from Taipei, and it's quite incredible. I'm going to be walking up over the other side in a second, but just wanted to show you this. This was my first viewing of what it's like. Not bad at all. I made it down. I was looking through shops, perhaps get some food, coffee. I was heading over to get another great view of the landscape, and when I got the view, oh my word, it was a stunning view. As you can see, it was just spectacular. A great way to release any anxiousness if you had any. I assume these are some of the houses, or at least that's what I assume. The iconic scene that you'll see in pictures, maybe if movies or television shows are made here, it's quite extraordinary. The greenery, trees, the sea, the mountains you can see in the distance as well. I mean, it's quite remarkable. I mean, the pictures, the video doesn't do it justice. It's quite extraordinary. And I beat off the typhoon. It's meant to be raining, it's meant to be a bit of a typhoon day, but I beat it off, so I'm very fortunate. I was fortunate yesterday as well with the hike up the Elephant Mountain Trail, and I got the amazing sunset and the view. But yeah, I can sit here and watch the day go by, really. It's quite amazing. Right next to all of that was a really great coffee shop, Schliv, and you can get a really authentic coffee, quality but expensive. I highly recommend it. It was really lovely, and the people inside the shop were really nice as well. Now it's time to introduce someone truly special to the show, Taiwanese actress and model Amy Fan, alongside her lovely mother, who welcomed me with incredible hospitality. I even joked around with Amy about her being a YouTube star, which she found quite amusing, as you can see in the next clip. With Amy Fan, and she's a YouTube star in Taiwan. She's got around about 7,000 followers, and she's got a big Instagram follower as well, nearly 5,000 followers on Instagram. So Amy, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yes. So what brings you to Jiufen, as you said, is that correct?
Yeah, actually my mom, she says she feels stressed recently.
Okay.
She wants to go outside and feel the nature. So yeah, we just came here yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, and I met you.
Yes, we did, and it's very interesting because I also was feeling stressed myself, actually. Yes, with my job, life. So the videos that I'm doing at the moment is all about me feeling stressful, but coming to a place like this to de-stress. So similar to your maybe mum as well. And so yeah, I feel very happy to be here. And are you happy to be here?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I think if you look at the view here, I mean, obviously it's phenomenal, spectacular. I mean, you can't not be de-stressed looking at this. So it's unbelievable. But you are from Taiwan, so what is this what you get outside of Taipei? Because I'm staying in Taipei. Is this what you get outside of Taipei?
Yeah, like east of Taiwan. you can see many places like this, like the mountain and sea. So
And you recommend people not just staying in Taipei, move around Taiwan?
yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, because we live in Taipei. We used to live in Taipei, and we always go to Yilan, Hualien, Taitung. There are many places. I feel really distressed.
Oh, okay. So you feel stressed as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you told me you live in Japan.
Yeah, I live in Japan, and yeah, for like
For how many years?
just half year.
Half a year.
Half year. Yeah, and I will back to Japan soon.
Okay.
Hmm.
And you're studying.
I'm studying Japanese in Osaka.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how is it going? I can say a little bit Japanese.
Oh, really?
Konnichiwa. Watashi wa shebs.
すごい.
Yeah, so only a little bit.
Good.
And obviously, I can say what else? Arigato.
ありがとう、ありがとう.
Arigato. Everyone knows arigato.
Yeah.
So and then maybe that's it. But my Japanese is not as good as yours. So.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you for coming on the show, and we're going to be looking more at the scene. Amy and her mother decided to show me around and introduce me to local spots, and even insisted on covering everything. That's the one thing about Asian hospitality, is that you are their guest, and it's something that sometimes I think is missing within the Western culture. Taiwan is known for their stinking tofu, and whilst you're in the country you must try it, and I must say it was very stinky, but it was worth it. Plus you get your proteins in. It was a very authentic market with hardly any tourists. As I mentioned before, maybe because of the low season and the threat of typhoon, there wasn't many people around. And Amy and her mother were tourists like me as well, showing me around. And you can definitely haggle a good price at the market.
If you really like it, one for 400, buy two get one free. If you not open it, you can keep 5 to 6 years. Don't worry. This one, red one. Ali Santi is just about the flower flavor, very comfortable. And the second one, Dongting Mountain Oolong. 英国人应该也蛮喜欢喝茶的。
应该英国的大米，对英国的大米。
Very good. If you really like it, bring back as a gift. Very good. Because the case.
After the tea, we went on to look for a spot for lunch, and the smell of the food when you were walking, it really drew you in. And when we finally settled for a place, it was a local spot. As you can see, there was no tourist around, which was the key thing to it, because if there's locals around, I say, that means the food's going to be good. They have some delicious choices on the menu. And as I said, Amy's mum insisted that they treated me. Genuine Taiwanese hospitality, you get looked after. After the meal, we went on to search for some dessert. Try some local taro balls. Grandma Lay's is a renowned shop to try these, and the taro balls are traditional Taiwanese dessert made from taro, sweet potato or potato flour and water. And I couldn't leave Taiwan without trying some. We shared one cup. Once again, they treated me. It was delicious, and it was lovely to share it with Amy and her mother. One last look before we say goodbye to Amy and her mum. It was truly breathtaking, as you can see. The surrounding area, the greenery, it was so serene. It was just spectacular.
During our time together, Amy opened up about the challenges she faces, the stress of her demanding work life, her industry. As she is in Japan now as well, it was clear that, like all of us, she's navigating her own struggles. My message to Amy is simple: stay strong, because brighter days are ahead. I wanted to get one last look at Jiufen, and it was from the top of the summit, Mount Keelung Trail. About 900 meters in total for the hike. I decided to hike before the sunset as well. Views kept getting better and better as well for this. And it was really, really windy, I must say, so I wasn't up there for too long because my worry was I was going to get blown over. But there was so much beauty. I kept going up and up, and I got a beautiful view. Timed it with the sunset, but as I said, I wanted to get back down because it was really windy. Any anxiousness that I had disappeared by just looking into the shore, looking into the greenery. My visit was such a happy one. Seeing it with the right people can make all the difference. Still to come on Take a Wander with Chefs. In my final part of my journey, I dodged the typhoon to explore the iconic Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall, savour some exquisite Taiwanese cuisine and indulge in a relaxing foot massage, all whilst trying to continue my mental health healing here in Taiwan. Heading back into the capital after my visit to Jiufen. As I got in late into Taipei, I was actually quite surprised to see so many people around, but then I was told that people stay up late and the shops are open until late as well, even with the threat of typhoon. And on my stroll, I found a street performer. He was charismatic, and that's as far as it goes. As he wasn't the greatest, and I have seen some better performances around the world, but I give him credit for trying. As you can see, it's not exactly going to be winning any awards anytime soon, but I'll give him credit, as I said, for trying. Nevertheless, it was amusing, and I had a smile at the end of it. Early rise for breakfast, still a threat of typhoon unfortunately. But they have noodles for breakfast, and it's very common in Taiwan to have noodles. They've warned us today is the day that the typhoon will be coming in. However, I've just spoken to someone who's travelling here and they believe it's going to miss Taipei, so I could be able to do something today. I'll just have to wait and see, but it's a waiting game at the moment. It's quite windy outside already, but it's a bit frustrating because I can't plan things, so I'll have to just sit inside for now. Once again, my hotel was a great spot and right in the middle of the district, and lovely to relax in with the weather causing chaos. With not much to explore, I decided to get some work done. It wasn't my first choice, but what can I do? I've been told this is a very famous Taiwanese restaurant, and as you can see, there's a massive queue for people. There's just a waiting queue for people to go in, as they're always busy. It's always overly booked, and I'm gonna go in the queue myself actually. And this is meant to be still typhoon day, and a lot of restaurants are closed. Very good price as well, not expensive, but it's very famous. Food really is the best way to fill a void. I'm about to try out the vegetarian option here. I've got some tofu, rice,
I don't know what else they're giving me actually, but it's meant to be pretty good, so I'll give it a go and see what it's like. It's pretty good. Very good. I'm impressed. Very flavoursome as well, very well cooked. And a lot of the restaurants that I've been to in Taipei or Taiwan, they're good, but this is really good, I have to say. I think I'll be coming back again. I finished my meal there and that was pretty good. I just have to say everything was delicious. There was a lot. There was a lot of stuff. I've got this dessert that they've given me as well, which I didn't realise came with it, but I can't seem to finish it. It's just too much. But definitely worth the money. It came up to, well, I got an extra bowl of rice as well, so that came up to $297 Taiwanese dollars. So it works out to be like £7, and that's very reasonably priced. That's cheap. A lot of times when you eat out in Taiwan, well, any place around Taiwan, obviously Taipei is going to be slightly more expensive, but when I ate out in Jiufen, that was actually really reasonably priced as well. So the quality of the food you're going to get for the price is just unmatched. Obviously there's other places around the world where I've eaten, places like Cambodia, etc., where you can eat for like $1. I remember eating in Xi'an actually, in China, and that was like 80 cents, I think it was 80p, but yeah, you only get value for money here, so it's definitely worth coming to Taiwan or Taipei just for the food, as it's exquisite. After lunch, I decided to head over for a foot massage, as I couldn't leave Taiwan without trying one, and I went to a place called Jinwu Meng Kung Fu Massage. It was to relieve stress from my feet, and it was throbbing from all the walking. Foot massage, as I said to you, is very renowned in Taiwan. I'm now about to get my foot massage, as I've been told by a friend that this is a very common thing to do. They're very good at what they do as well. And I'm at this very luxurious spot, as you can see. I'm just getting my feet cleaned. I will be going in for my therapeutic session, and I'll let you know the verdict. And it was time to unwind and forget whatever was going on in my mind. I finished my massage. Now they've given me some, looks like some biscuits made out of pineapple. I did ask whether it's got any dairy product in it, but it doesn't. It's all dairy free. And they've also given me some tea as well. In terms of whether the massage was good or not, I'm not sure. The verdict is still out. I think it was average at best, maybe. I can't really say it was that great. It was not what I expected, but it is what it is. And I'll have to try another one to compare, to see whether it's similar or if better. But this is quite an upscale one as well. I suppose it's just the way it is. But there's a lot of people here. There's tons and tons of people here as well. So I guess it wasn't meant to be. To my satisfaction anyway. But these aren't too bad, I suppose. The next day, I decided to brave the weather as I was getting so bored sitting in my hotel room and headed over to see the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall. It was around about a half-hour journey from my hotel on the metro. It didn't cost much at all. It was around about 20p I worked it out to be. It was 25 Taiwanese dollars. I've braved the weather. It's meant to be, well, it's a bit windy and not quite typhoon-ish. It's been raining non-stop. It was throwing it down yesterday. However, I was just so frustrated and it made me feel quite anxious that I couldn't do anything at all. So I just sort of stayed in the hotel room, went to local restaurants, etc. And that was it really. So it was a bit annoying. I couldn't do anything. I've not been able to do anything that I've wanted to do at all, and usually I like to sort of go at like 100 miles an hour when I'm traveling. I've come to the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall. Apologies if I've pronounced that incorrectly. Unfortunately, it is closed due to the weather, but as you can see, it's a beautiful site. I'll be heading over there shortly, and they do have some national theatre as well, but I think it's closed as well due to the weather. There's a national concert hall on this side as well, but again it's closed due to the expected typhoon that's not come. If anything, it probably missed Taipei. Well, I'm hoping so anyway, because I do fly out of here soon and I don't want to be stuck and miss my flight. But there we go. Oh my goodness, it is a bit windy, so let me try and get cover. Architecturally, it's absolutely stunning, as you can see. Its design is beautiful. Here's the entrance gate, but I'm on the inside actually, so you can't see from the outside. I'll go to the outside. It's from the outside, and it's quite a beautiful sight. Quite a few tour buses, which I was told was cancelled, but as people can see it from the outside, I think they've... Oh my goodness! That's windy. Oh my word. The umbrella's about to go. This is a bad idea. It's so windy, I had to take cover there because the wind has picked up. It's not, as I said, not quite typhoon. It's strong though, but I am sort of braving the weather to get a glimpse of this beautiful hall. From where I am right now, it's not bad. Not a bad viewing whatsoever. But I'm under shelter really because the wind's got strong. There's a lot, I said, there's quite a few tour groups here. They've braved that weather. It's not quite full, but it's good for us. So we can see, we get a better viewing. Not too many people. I'm gonna try and get close to it, but it's gonna be a bit of a struggle to film because my umbrella keeps blowing away. After a bit of waiting, I made it to the front. And it was glorious to see it up close. Walked it all the way up to the top, and it was a real shame it was closed and I couldn't enter. The architecture and design are beautiful. Plus, you get a superb view of the courtyard. It really was a real shame with the weather, everything was closed, but definitely worth a visit. And as you can see, then the wind started to really pick up, and it nearly blew me away, blew my umbrella away nearly as well. I was told actually a funny story that don't keep your umbrella up because you can start flying, and generally, apparently that has happened before. That was my call to head back to the hotel. That turned out to be the last real thing I did, as the weather for the remainder of my days wasn't great, which was very frustrating, but there was nothing I could do as it was out of my hands.
Why are you watching this? Why are you watching me ramble on about myself and mental health? Partly because I think if you're watching a travel, specifically a travel show, and you're looking at the destination, there has to be meaning behind it, because a lot of shows that I've seen in recent times, or specifically a lot of work that I've read, is there really a purpose? Are we really doing something for the people out there? And is there a real meaning behind it, or are we just doing it for the sake of we're making money from it? And that's a lot of the stuff. I see a lot of stuff. There was a documentary I saw on Netflix, and it was a mountaineering travel related show, and I didn't know why it was done, apart from the fact that it was the sake of just going up a mountain. And do we really want that in the travel sector, or is that the type of show that you want to see? It's not the type of show that I want to see. I want to see I want to see the story behind it, the meaning behind it, and sometimes that is what the show is all about, and that's what should engage the audience with the host, or with what's going on in the show, and there has to be some sort of meaning behind it.
Getting a taxi ride to the airport, as it was time for me to leave Taiwan, unfortunately.
Another thing which I didn't discuss during my trip was I started resenting people, and that's not a good sign. When I start resenting people and I don't really care about other individuals, not to say that I didn't care about anyone, but when you start resenting individuals and everyone gets on your nerves, and that's, for me, it's not a good position to be in, and it's not good to be around me anyway as well. But going away also helped me sort of find that love for people, and resenting individuals for no reason is not a good place to be.
Leaving Taiwan now, a bit of a mixed feeling, because the typhoon weather, or the threat of it in Taipei, affected my schedule. I couldn't do anything, go anywhere, and that was a bit of a letdown. However, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I will be wanting to come back next time and see it proper, perhaps even do a press trip, who knows. I'll maybe get in touch with the Taiwanese tourism board to try and promote Taiwan a bit more. But it was, yeah, fabulous, very different to any part of mainland China. I did have a message from a friend this week to say, it might be a little bit controversial, me saying the Taiwanese food is different from Chinese food, because the Chinese people would say Taiwan is China, but it is very different. Now, I've come through security. I'm about to go through the gate soon, and that's it for my journey in Taiwan. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode of Taekwondo Chefs, and I'll see you very soon. Looking back on it now, my journey had really helped me heal and recover, and it allowed me to smile regardless of the threat of typhoon.